What's up, guys? Lou here from LJC and a Glorious Paintball. Doing another video regarding some more twisters. As you can see in front of me, we have the Twister G04, which is Boston Committed Paintball's newest release in collaboration with Planet, Eclipse, and of course the flagship marker from Planet, which is their CS2. This is the Heritage Edition. Twister CS2, but for today's purposes we're going to be comparing milling style, feature sets between the two. We're going to take a look at the weight and see if there's a weight difference between both of them, and yeah, so let's get into it. So we'll start with the GEO4 since that is the newest one. So the GEO4 built off of the IV core, which is a trusty, release that Planet did a little while ago. It came out originally in the 3.5, and then they had the IV core kits that you were able to put in earlier model Geos, and of course they brought it into the CS1 and CS 1.5. So we know that the platform is reliable, it works, pretty efficient. Some of the things that carried over to the GEO4 were the SFR, still using a trigger shoe, and this one is equipped with the blade trigger. Pops milling similar to what you would find on the CS 1.5, if I'm not mistaken. The same foregrip that you would find on a CS1, and then and then of course, like I mentioned, the IV core bolt, which is operating through the GEO4. Some of the main differences between the GEO4 and the CS2 obviously is going to be the IV core versus the Gamma Pro. The front grip being a CS1 front grip as opposed to the CS2 front grip, and then this guy right here, you're getting an aluminum FL tip as opposed to a carbon fiber FL tip. But two completely different operating styles between the IV core and the Gamma Pro. That's going to be, the differentiating factor between the two, and obviously the front grip and some of the different features such as the SFR. The trigger shoe, I believe the CS2 works on a bearing as opposed to just the shoe style, and then some other slight differences. But as opposed to that, we're looking here at the Twister milling, which is absolutely stunning. Planet did a really good job, and of course Boston Committed Paintball did an excellent job with the design. You got the tribal stamp on the back. See if my camera can focus on that. Not really, but you get the picture. You have the Twister software uploaded into the board. So on the boot up screen, you get the Twister boot up screen. It's just a difference in how they're tuned as opposed to coming stock from the factory. We'll take a look at the CS2. So the CS2, which is Planet's flagship marker, many pro teams are using them, and they're very popular in the paintball groups. The Gamma Pro has been built and trusted and known to be extraordinarily reliable, good in cold weather, good when they're not super lubed, efficient, and all that good stuff. And the biggest difference, at least in my opinion, between the IV core and the Gamma Pro, just in terms of sound signature, is the CS2 is more of a thuddish sound signature, while the IV core is more of a swoosh. I'm going to do a shooting video tomorrow when I am able to get to my house, so we can definitely take a look at the sound signature differences between the two. Some of the other differences are the trigger. Even though it's a blade style, like I said, it sits on a bearing to my knowledge, so it's not just a shoe that you can interchange pretty quickly. The front grip is a lot slimmer. It's its own CS2 front grip. The stated obvious with the Gamma Pro versus the IV core, but you're still getting, same low rise feed neck, Same back grip, CS2 back grip. Same barrel back, you get barrel backs with the CS2, you got barrel backs with the Twister GEO4. I don't believe the standard GEO4s came with multiple. I think it was just the 689 and the aluminum FL tip. The Twister came with a 689 and a 685, which was really nice. And then you get the carbon fiber FL tip versus the aluminum tip with the GEO4. I believe the CS2s were also tuned differently from the factory. So you get the Twister boot up screen as well, but I believe there's a couple more modes built into the CS2. There's a little more of a software and tuning process that went into the CS2. So the board capability, I believe, has some more features than you would find in the GEO4. But there they are. If we want to take a quick milling comparison, see if I can get these under my camera. We can look at them from a top bird's eye view. See them from there. Bring this over here. Check them out this way. The biggest noticeable area in difference is going to be the back cap. You can see that the GEO4 is round. I would say more rounded and on a slope as you get to the back, while the GEO4 is kind of flat until you get to the bottom portion, so it's almost inverted. But the milling styles are actually really similar. Both really, really nice looking markers. Let's give them a weight, put them on a scale. We'll see how much they weigh, see what the difference is. If there is a difference, we'll start with the CS2. So the CS2 rings in at 1 pound, 14.2 ounces, which is really, really light. And then the GEO4 comes in at 2 pounds, 0.1 ounces. So it's a 2 ounce difference. I'm curious in regards to the weight of the aluminum tip versus the carbon fiber tip. So let's take a look at that. So throwing the aluminum tip on the CS2. So we were at 2 pounds, 0.2 ounces for the GEO4. 1 pound, 14.9 ounces, so still a 2 ounce difference. Like I said, your biggest difference is going to come in how they operate. Turn this off real quick. Yep, biggest difference is going to come in how they operate between the Gamma Pro and the IV core. You see that the CS2 didn't have a solenoid flow restrictor or SFR. Yeah, so there you have it, guys. There's the looks, some initial looks at the GEO4. So it was the newest release collaboration, like I mentioned, between Boston Committed Paintball and Planet Eclipse, and then the Twister CS2, tried and true platform from Planet. These came out, I believe, in 2018. Or at least the Twister version came out in, I think, 2018. There it is, guys. Hope you enjoy the video. Comment, like, subscribe, whatever you need to do. Catch you on the next one.